Hello and welcome, CVRcade fans. I am bringing you some fun group riding from the CVRcade team here on Saturday. Our usual Zone L, which will be extended a little bit into the next hour, rather than doing 2 hours of the same 4 events in an omnium, a group activity omnium versus a race omnium. We're going to be doing 4 little bit stretched out events that will lead us into our past the hour of L o'clock, depending on where you are. So welcome to the stream. Welcome to the ride. We've got a great lineup here. Let me just show you. We've got some riders standing by, warming out on course. We've got Peter there with his awesome, let me just transition here so you can see what I see. I had to stop pedaling and to do that for you. We are going to start on Cityscape New York. You can see that we are currently on Cityscape New York. Here is the view of what I see in my UI on CVRcade. We've got Modi warming up. We've got, hey, Modi, I'll open your mic in a second. Homer as well. We've got, hey, Homer, welcome. We've got Elizabeth. So we've got a really good crew here. We've got Nigel, everybody coming out for our group activities that make social distancing not feel so distant, I guess is what you would say here. So as I resize some of this to show some more friendly faces here, we start in just about 2.5 minutes. Here above my head, I've adjusted my widget so you can see that we have reading from left to right. We have uncrashable as an ability, which means for the entire duration of the event, we do not need to worry about crashing. Yay! Comeback Kid, I am the leader. People won't be able to get too far ahead of me, so if I start slacking, they're going to feel themselves being pulled back. But if you do drop off the back, we have a sweeper. That's Vanessa, and she'll act like a pulley system and a magnet. She comes near you, she'll be able to pull you back. But if you do drop a little bit between, maybe there's a gap, you can use Comeback Kid. It'll give you 367 extra equalized watts for 45 seconds or until you pass the next rider in front of you. Quantum Shift, we can phase through other riders. Sometimes we do that when we're trading pulls at the front. It's a really good race tactic, so you don't get trapped in a bunch, because you can't ride through riders. You have to change lanes and go around them, unless, of course, you have Quantum Shift. Underdog, for 10 seconds, your power increases by 50 watts for every rider that you are ahead of you. So those are the supers. You can see down, I keep doing it wrong, right over... It's like, this would be perfect if I was, if I had dyslexia. That's not a funny joke, but it would be perfect if I was, because I can't do it like that. Okay, so over there is my supers. Although sometimes when I read, I do mix up my letters, so who knows? Maybe I am. Okay, so I'm going to close out of that. 1 minute to go. Let's check in with Modi. Modi, good day to you. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Excellent, excellent. So, Saturday, it's raining where I am. What's the weather where you are?
Well, yesterday it got up to 70 just outside of Chicago in the U.S. and got to go outside with the kids in the bike trailer, so that was fun. But it is rainy and cold today, so happy to be on the virtual streets this afternoon on CVRcade.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining. We're glad to have you here. We've got Peter also in the mix. Hey, Peter, how are you?
I'm fine, Beth. Thank you. I'm sitting in the sun, and it's really... I can't see anything, but I have to put the window in a position that it blocks me.
It looks like you have just a banner of, like, you're just trying to hide your eyes behind it. Guys, we've got 7 seconds here. Our bots are at 275, so spin up 250, 275 so you don't get dropped out of the gate. It's not a fast start, but if you find yourself a little bit behind, use that comeback hit, use one of your supers. But just, we'll start the first lap in the bunch with the bots. Maybe we'll do some pickups on lap 2. We'll add a little bit of pace, and then we'll do some pickups on lap 3 and 4 just to get some intervals in. So today we've got a nice group ride here We're going to be maximizing our draft, getting comfortable, getting warmed up, and loosen up on my gears and spin that cadence up a little bit. We have a lap challenge as well on Country Rally. We're going to have an elimination race at the end on Dark Matter Velo, which we haven't done in a while, actually, so that should be fun. Modi, talk to me. You like to come up with these events, but how do you like the elimination races?
We haven't done one of those in a while. I think it's going to be really fun and exciting. The pressure to race perfectly, but also really up and down the line to not give up your position means that like each lap for each position is like a race for first place for everyone.
Yep.
So that's pretty exciting and looking forward to it. It'll be a good challenge too after the other things that we finish over the course of the hour.
Yeah, I kind of like the elimination format. I haven't done it in a while, but it gives you a little bit of chance to like make a mistake. And it seems like races are happening at like 9th and 10th position because you're like, okay, I just gotta get past this one person.
Yeah, it'll make the beginning really strategic to see who gets out front and who can stay and delay their race for their place. But it's going to come to everybody. It'll be cool.
It'll be fun. All right, so on Cityscape New York, we've got Elizabeth. I don't know if you have your mic open, but hello. Welcome to the broadcast. Happy to have you. Elizabeth, also in the U.S. We've got my teammate and friend Nigel. Hey, Nigel, how are you today? Oop, not coming through. That's all right. I'll come back to you. Might be on my end here. I usually can tell because I hear your fan noise. I don't hear any fan. I'll come back to you, my friend. We've got Kayla. Hey, Kayla. Good day.
Hey, Beth. How's it going?
Good. Good. You had some classes last night that you did. How are the legs today?
Yeah, the legs are good. We did we tried to do the Submerged Stadium challenge again. Homer and Elizabeth were able to submit their submissions on Wednesday. But Batista was in there too yesterday as well. So it was good. Batista was able to get a new PR for herself on Submerged Stadium. That's always exciting. And also was able to ride on the Attack the Middle, so had some elevation there, practice some obstacles, lane changing, and with some elevation in there as well. So it was a great ride yesterday. We were able to take it easy, have some good intervals, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. So the legs are feeling good today.
Awesome. Fantastic. We've also got Homer in the mix. Hey, Homer, how are you? Good. Okay, you've got your mic closed. That's fine. That's totally good. I think Homer did 500 with Elizabeth. They are our mileage champs here on CVRcade. I think 5-6 days a week they're out doing Kayla's classes. They're doing my Rise and Rip. Always happy to see them. Check back here with Nigel. Nigel, did we resolve the audio? Ah, dang, we didn't. That's okay. I bet you when we change maps, it'll like unclick or something. Something will happen. We have also. Whoops. Looks like we have Jennifer Garcia. Hey, Jennifer. How are you today? Oh, got you down. Maybe I'm gonna have to come back to you as well. No worries. No worries.
Doing well. Sorry, guys.
Oh, there you are. You know, I'm just so impressed with all of you guys bringing your cameras up, and the game makes it really simple for us to do it. But I know on mine I've got different audio channels and turning stuff on and off. But welcome. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing really well. I almost forgot because I was so used to the broadcast where you don't have to push to talk. So I was sitting here talking to myself. I'm doing good.
Good. Yeah, I think I'm getting so chatty that I'm dropping myself, and I can see that my force field on the front is causing some issues. So I'm going to drop a power up here, come on the inside and come around and allow people to, you don't have to match that power I just wanted to come to the front so that people wouldn't be feeling that force field as I was slipping behind. So you can see I'm soft pedaling now, guys. So you can see I just used the Underdog Super, added a little bit of power, moved lanes to the inside to come around. And while doing that, I opened up a little bit of gap. Kind of unintentional. I'm soft pedaling now because I'm not trying to leave anyone behind. Side by side there with my friend Nigel, the matching kits. Allison coming on the outside there. Frank as well. Aaron, Homer, Jennifer will slip back here into their draft as they come through. But we've got some Team Cognition riders. I thought I saw Allison. She doesn't look like she's on camera. How fun, Kayla, was that duck that she had Maura on? How fun was that?
That was so awesome. I love it. We need to see more appearances. That was just too cool.
And it was funny because I think she was using her insert key, so it was like the duck was making the noise and she was timing it, and then I was muting it, but it was like, wah, wah, wah. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was such great content. Great way to finish the ride.
Amazing. It was amazing. So I'm going to check here on Mixer. If you're just joining us on Mixer, thank you. This is CVRcade. Let's see. Wim is in there. Hey, Wim. Wim rode with us on Friday. Let me tell you, Wim, we appreciate your sweeping. That was amazing on our group ride on Friday. Hey, Glenn. Welcome to the chat here. Really happy to see you guys out here. DK, thanks for joining. So, Sun Shower, I see you out here. Awesome. I'm going to come to the front and I'll give you a little pull here. So you can see I have to actually pop up some effort here. Looks like the Allison here's on the front's pulling at about 200 equalized watts, and Aaron's right behind her doing about 200. So that's about right where, probably getting a 45, 50% draft. You can see on mine, on the bar right below this arm, is my draft percentage. You can see that I'm benefiting from the draft. So let's see. Missing the Journey, to be honest. Oh, hey, Glenn. Yeah, I know. I was just feeling like I was actually learning something on the non-physical side. So if you're new to CVRcade, you can ride physically and play physically like we are on our bikes. Our legs driving power to the pedals, the bike power moving our avatar through the virtual space. But non-physical is lots of fun, but it does take some practice and finesse, and I feel like I was getting it, and now my stress level needs to be doing the physical stuff, but I'll get back to it. I know Aaron's been doing these really cool lap challenges on controller, so hopefully some of you guys are doing that as well. Let's see here. So Peter, I'm gonna come back to you for a second. I have a green screen behind me, and I'm overlaid the game. How are you doing the green screen and feeding that to the game? I feel like you have like a software in between. Do you?
Yeah, it's a piece of software. I forgot the name, to be honest. I can look it up for you.
Yeah.
And you can choose several images. Yeah, it looks quite nice, I think.
Yeah.
One thing I want to say, I'm really glad to see Tim Fulford in here as well.
Yes, Tim.
He's on the keyboard, but it's good to see him again.
Yes, he's not in on camera, but he is in the activity, which is really great. Was taking this season off from racing, popped in and out on the rides. I'm happy to have him too. A lot of us are, recovering from, an injury or from health situation. So I hope everyone takes it easy here and rides what they feel comfortable doing. But yeah, someone was asking about your background, Peter, and I was like, I know how I do it for the broadcast, but I didn't know how you did it into the widget, because right now we see Homer and Elizabeth's bikes, we see Nigel's car, we can see Kayla and Jennifer's rooms so we can kind of see where they are. But the green screen is a cool effect. So one of the things that you
it's called Chroma.
Chroma 10?
Yeah, Chroma Cam.
Chroma Cam. All right, good to know. One more thing to play with. Again, not essential, but fun to play with. Let's see here. Yeah, Tim back. A lot of Glenn in Mixer Chat says hope everyone is staying safe, and I think that everybody around the world is sort of respecting that social distancing. Our avatars, though, look at how close we are. Look at how close we can get with our avatars. This is our helicopter camera here, so this is nice. We're on lap 2. We'll come around the finish and maybe we'll add a little pace to this next lap if everyone's feeling it. Not too much right now. About 250, 275 on the front. Looks like Homer. I'm going to close that gap to Homer. You can see right there I'm in orange and I'm closing the gap on Homer here. On my mini camera, I can put that on the side and I can kind of watch, make that a little bigger. You can kind of see me closing in, and you can see my draft percentage change as I close into his wheel. So on the bottom bar here, I've resized my widget. I'm going to go back by pressing the letter C. I'm going to go ahead and it looks like, again, my jabber jawing. We've got some people coming around for the finish. Here we go. I like this over the shoulder shot. It's kind of fun to change. Speaking of chroma key, kind of do that. You can kind of see these riders over my shoulder. Woo, look at all those underdogs. Frank, nice one. Kayla, Jennifer. Oh, she bumped into me. She couldn't get through. She must not have had a quantum shift. There's the view. Transition here. Back to the full. All right. You can see I'm on the wheel of Aaron. I'm getting about a 57% draft, which is pretty nice. But if I hit 4, which is what's holding my quantum shift, I can phase right through him, come right up through Allison and Homer, and take a turn. Oh, I didn't get all the way through. That's all right. All right, so it does look like we've got a few riders that the pickup might have opened up a gap. I'm just going to soften the pace a little bit here and allow these riders to use some supers and regroup. So please feel free to ride at your own pace. We're all together regardless if we are all connected in the peloton. So don't feel pressure to push more than you do, more than you want to do, and more than you feel comfortable. Let's see. Oh, Truth Triple X. I know, I miss Jesper too. Jesper and Victor, I'm filling in for them on these K&L. Usually I just will be broadcasting the T, excuse me, not the T. I did that for a while, but the E zones in the morning and the races. And while we're taking a little bit of a break from the racing, doing these group rides, very different vibe, very different to call. We're not following sort of what's going on in the sense the way you would when you race, but we do appreciate you tuning in, and all of us here at CVRcade are a very big fan and miss Jesper's voice. I get to talk to him anyway, but he'll be back on the broadcast in a jiffy, which is an unspecified time, but say jiffy. It's a really weird word. Okay, so we've got one more. This is lap 3 of 4, about a lap and a half left. It looks like we've almost got the group back together again, so I'm not going to add any efforts. Looks like, okay, everyone's back. So we'll get the engine revved up a little bit and add a little bit more. Looks like everybody's come back. We're all regrouped. Let me take a look on my copter. Woo! Whew, coming through with a quantum shift. There he goes. Aaron off the front here. So we can probably get ourselves looking at this spread out a little bit. If everyone sort of tightens up with their buddies, we'll be able to maximize the draft and then do some coordinated pickups. All right, so I'm closing in to Homer, who's in front of me. There we go. Looks like we're getting together. Some 2x2. We might have some, we've got Homer in the front with Aaron. So these two can lay down the pace, and we'll 2x2 behind them. Looks like we're doing pretty good. We've got some AI riders in there that they don't know what lanes to be in. I can see everybody aligning. Nice job. Good job doing that here. So what we'll do is we'll come around this next corner. We'll make that right-hand turn, and we'll just do a little pickup, maybe 350. Right-hand turn, little pickup there. Homer and Aaron, if you want to do that pace, we'll try to stay with you. 350, 400. Nice job, Homer. Looks like Aaron dropped a little underdog there. Had a little bit of power. Staying tight on Homer's wheel. That's me right. That's looking backwards. Allison behind me. 2x2 here. All right. We can soften that pace, Homer. And we'll do it again. When we make a left-hand turn, we'll do another pickup. This is our 4th lap today. Aaron, I'm going to step out. There we go. You can line up behind me. Homer and I will take the front. I have my fan off, which might be a bad choice. If anyone wants to, looks like I've got maybe Elizabeth or Kayla coming up behind me. Nice job. That's Frank, I think. Yep. Frank's behind me. 2x2, tighten it up. We're going to go, let's pick it up now, Homer, around this loop-de-doo, 350. Just a little pickup. Get those legs primed for our lap challenge. Wake them up a little bit. Nice long warm up here. Nice job, Frank. Good job, Homer. And soften that pace back up. 275. We'll do it again at the next corner. So I'm softening back up. 250, 275. All right. Nice job. Nigel, did your microphone wake up? Nope. I bet you when we portal, it will. It's okay, I'll come back.
I hear you, Nigel. I think it is on her side, I don't know.
Oh, you guys can hear? Okay. Sorry, Nigel. Looks like he's doing the dance moves for me. All right, here we go. This is the corner. Homer right on cue. 350. Just nice little pickup, nice and steady. We'll make it through the next corner and then recover on the straightaway. One more corner to the right. And then we'll let the gap close back up. So we'll soft pedal. You see you've got a couple seconds between Vanessa and us, so through the corner and soften on the front. Homer and I will soften here. We'll let that gap close. Kayla will bring them back. Here she comes. Magic. You can do magic. Nice job, Vanessa. All back together. Magic sweeper. Fantastic. 250 here, 275 on the front. Next two corners, we'll do another pickup. All right, so bring Modi back on. Change up some of the cameras here. Make sure we get everybody. All right. So next one is the lap challenge. Here we go. Pick it up. 350. Hold it again through this corner. 350, 400. Carry it through this straightaway to the next corner, and then we'll soft pedal again. Feel free to use those power-ups of supers. And right to the corner. And then we'll soften up the pace here through the corner. If we get through the corner, soft pedal, 200, 250. Let everyone regroup. Nice. All right, so this is the point where we're going to be getting close to the finish, where everybody likes to do their thing, do a move to come across the line. I'm just going to come closer to the front, give you guys some running room. You don't have to follow me. I'm just allowing, so if the force field won't interfere. 0.5 kilometers to go. I was just getting to the front so you guys could do your thing. Optional sprint finish. Optional. We're all going to go to the next event together. Go. 0.2. It's going to take it. We've got a cognition. We've got Homer and Allison on the front, 2 cognition riders. Modi comes through. Side by side here with my friend Tim. We're going to carry it through. And everybody coming across the line. Group ride. 1 down. Oh. All right. Nice work, everybody. I hope you're good and warm. Nice 30 minutes here with our warm-up. 22 here in the event. We're going to automatically portal. I'll lose everybody's camera while they're doing that. And we'll go to the event next. It's going to be a lap challenge. We have 5 laps to do. It'll be country rally. And I always like to take, here I go, portaling. Whoop. While I'm portaling, I'm coming back into the event here. So over my head, you can see there's 1 uncrashable, lasts for 10 seconds, and 1 corner caper. We can use those if you want to try to get your fastest lap time. Let me show you how to pull. Bye, TruthX. Thanks for coming. Let's see. All right, here we go. All right, I see everybody got Jennifer here. Bring her back on camera. Modi. Jennifer, how was your lap time on Country Rally?
Great question. Probably not as good as a lot of other people's. I definitely have crashed on this one more than anything else. I don't even know how to see it. How do you?
Yeah, so if you go to your UI, the blue notebook icon, so scroll over your mouse over and click on the blue icon, and then there's a laps leaderboard. You can click on that and pin that up. I've just done the same thing here on the stream. I'm going to hit Control and my left click to, whoa, I don't want it to be that big. Move it over here for a second. So on this one, we've got Jeff Rooney, who has the fastest, it's not letting me make it smaller again. I'm going to close it first. We have Jeff Rooney, who has 130, and we have Quinton, who has 130. You can see that 40.04 400ths of a second separate first and second place with power-ups, no drafting. If I click drafting, you can see Tim Fulford has the fastest 127. We've got about 90 seconds to go before we do the lap leader, where you can see that I am way down here at 137 with power-ups, drafting, equalized, and physical. In the background there, I'm crashing because I'm not pedaling. I'm not watching what I'm doing. So you guys can follow along, and then you can tell me. I'll check in with you. So take a look at what your best time is. You can take a look at what the leaders' times are, and you can see if you can maybe best your own time. So go for your personal best, just under a minute. Modi, how are you feeling about this map?
I'm intrigued. There's some question about where to use the power-ups most effectively. I think most of these best times were probably set in races. The non-drafting ones could have been laps off the front.
Yep.
The drafting ones certainly off the front and potentially behind bots that we lapped. But with spreading ourselves out on this first lap and then making an attempt to come through the start-finish line pretty quickly, because that's a place where you can make up some time, we might see these. We might see times that are faster or slower. I'm not sure. So we're about to find out.
All right. Well, 5 seconds we go. I'm going to take the first lap pretty easy. I know some people like to take the first lap in a fast way so that they can actually try to get that lap time. Looks like Ryan's here out on the front. I'll stay on him for a minute. He's at threshold right here, over 300 watts. I think he's just getting out in front. Doesn't look like he's putting a massive smackdown on the course here. I don't think he's streaming in. I just kind of pulled the cameras down to see who. Nope, doesn't look like he's streaming in, but I'm on board with Ryan. I should go back to me, though, because what happens is I don't know what lane to be in, and then I crash. So there I go. On the back. I am not the leader in this one, so I can't mess with anyone else's ride. So if you're on the front, you are able to go make as big of a gap on me as you want. But we've got 5 opportunities, but just one time, as Modi was explaining, how to use those supers are kind of up to you, and kind of a little bit of experimentation of where you feel like you're going to need them and where they're going to benefit you the most here. As I look Homer here on the front, Homer does look like he's giving it a push here. 450 equalized watts. He can tell me at the end how he did on the lap time here. I think some people are really able to push it. He's got 44 kph, which is really pushing on the edge of the corner speed there, but he didn't slide out, so he's inside the speed enough to maintain his lane position. It can get kind of tricky on these final turns because you can slide out into those barriers there. Ryan comes around him here. Again, not a race, lap time challenge, but both of them are going for a fast lap time, so they're coming through the logs, and Homer will be coming across the finish line, and he'll be able to check his time as he continues through. I'm going to go back on my avatar because I knew I was coming to the logs. Here I am. And if I click on one of the other riders in the nearby riders list, I'm not steering my own avatar. All right, I'm going to give it a try. See here. All right, so I have to watch. You can crash on this one unless you use the uncrashable. So making sure I'm watching the obstacles. I want to go around this person, but I don't want to slide into Elizabeth. So to watch my speed here. Almost slid into her, but boom, hit Kayla in the congestion. That's okay, Kayla. I know you weren't trying to block me. If it was a race, I'd say you were, but I know you weren't. I can't open your mic because my hand is on the trigger here. I'll come back to you. I know you weren't. So here we go. All right, 44, 179 on my heart rate. Woo! My actual's 163, so it's true. Elizabeth here. Again, different Elizabeth, I think. Watch the corner. She steps out. Thanks, Elizabeth. Come on, don't fall, don't slide. Okay. All right. So I can use corner caper here, maybe? I don't know. And then for the logs, if I want to, I'm going to save that on my next one. Come to the outside here. and I didn't. I don't think I did. I didn't see it when it finished. It wasn't enough. I didn't push it enough. All right. Oh, it looks like Aaron's doing it. Let's hop on board here with Aaron. Aaron's not on camera, but Aaron coming through the hay bales. Got some congestion. Whoa! Nicely done, Aaron. Really good job. Comes around the corner here. Wow. 44 kph, slid a couple lanes. That's fine. You can see Ryan, probably using Ryan as a target here. 600 equalized watts. He's doing about 48. Ah! Whoa! Just on the inside of that corner speed, Aaron. Nicely done. Make sure you don't slide into Ryan here. Oh, you did. Okay, Ryan's moved over, giving you the lane here. Hoping you can try to push on that lap time. Go, Aaron, go. Go, Aaron, go. We're all cheering for you. Open up some mics there. There, he drops the uncrashable. Nicely done. So he's going to have to hold on and see. Hopefully that will make him go through. Ah! Nice. Oh, very cool. He had to soften a little bit there. They expired. So Aaron will have to tell me after the event if that effort there, he did use both his corner caper as well as his uncrashable on that lap. So, all right, I'm going to check in here with the stream here. Yeah, he was close on those corner speeds, Mod KG, totally. This is one of our mountain bike maps. Let's see if another person here. We've got 2.2 kilometers to go for Aaron, who is on the front here. It does look like Tim maybe Tim just finished doing a lap. Looks like he's pushing pretty hard. 366. He is on the keyboard today. I just noticed that you can see the icon here in Nearby Riders. So he's riding on keyboard, playing with us non-physically. Thank you, Jennifer here. Looks like she's taking a cruiser on this lap, and maybe we'll give yep, she's nodding her head. Yep. Did you use, Jennifer, did you use your supers yet?
Yeah, I did. I got, I think like 136 potentially, which was pretty all right. So I think the best time I've gotten yet.
Nice. Congratulations. That's great. That's great.
Thank you.
It's so funny though when you do look at those times, like 1 second, shaving
I know.
1 second is huge.
I know.
And okay, and so I can see Elizabeth smiling, grinning from ear to ear. She must be having quite a run. Let me just get on her. I'm gonna not. There we go. Elizabeth here, 400. No, I did it to you. I'm so sorry, Elizabeth. Oh my goodness. You were smiling. You were feeling good about that. And the commentator curse gets you. At least there's a big smile. I still see a big smile from Elizabeth. That's how I know Elizabeth's in the groove. I just see her with the smile from ear to ear, still smiling. You'll get it on the next one. Homer over there cheering her on, saying, come on, Elizabeth, you've got this. All right, and we'll go around Robin. Looks like maybe looking at the power here to see. What I'm doing is I'm going down the list. I'm seeing Homer coming down the finishing pike here at 750 equalized watts. You can see him out of the saddle here, coming to a strong finish through the banner. And he's starting. Looks like he's starting the lap. I'm sorry. He comes around the rider in front of him, does not want to get caught. 49 kph, which is enough for this corner. If he does have a corner caper or uncrashable, nope, it looks like he's slowing down for this corner here. Knows that he doesn't want to slide out and into the barn door here. A little bit of a pickup there, 470 equalized watts on board with Homer. You can see him, Team Cognition skin in the game, wearing the Cognition shirt, jersey. In his pain cave in his garage with all the bikes behind him. That's our friend Homer. Coming around the corner there, that's where he knows to mind. He watched Elizabeth. He watched me curse Elizabeth. He's like, you're not going to get me, Beth. You're not going to get me. Comes around the corner here. He's doing 43 kph here. Aaron Starboard, I got 132 without supers, which would have been first. Nice job. Good job, Aaron. And let's see. Nice, Jenna. I know, commentators curse. All right, come on, Homer. stay focused. You've got this. You can see all those exclamation points on the right-hand side. I was one of them as I'm pedaling and on board with Homer, not watching what my avatar is doing. 0.3 kilometers to go here for Homer, who's out in front. The rest of us on our last lap here to get to the next event here. Pops that uncrashable, doesn't take any chances, and then it's a sprint to the finish line, all the way down, right past the truck. Looks like it didn't, it looks like the wind might have blown it down today. The finish banner was not there, but Homer knows it's right after.
Sorry, Nigel, my keyboard stopped working. Couldn't get out of your way.
No problem. I'm just warming down from my fast lap, so no problem.
Okay, good, okay.
Hey, Nigel, I hear you now. How did you do on that lap?
I did 1:41.
Nice. Did you beat your time?
No, my best time is 1:34, but that could have been when we had great responsibility.
As an ability, great responsibility.
Yeah, I know, as a power-up.
Oh, okay.
As a super. Yeah.
Gotcha. This one's always a tough course because you start to feel you get through the hay bales and then you just want to open it up and sprint, and I always cook it in the corner.
Yeah, there's 2:44, 45 corners that you need to slow down for.
Yep. Yeah. We've got about just under 5 minutes to the next event. Well, great work, Nigel. I'm glad we got the audio to work. Modi, how did you do? Did I ask?
I didn't do very well. I crashed on my first attempt right after the barn door, and then I made another attempt using the other power-up to try to see, and just sort of ran out of steam. But I had fun watching other people go after it. Really interesting use of the supers and technique, and I think Jennifer might have had the fastest time in this event, just looking at the previous times and what people were calling out, which is awesome.
Yeah, no, it's great. I'm just actually going to go through. I've got my leaderboard up here. I can't see all of them, but if you are in the game, you can filter these by whether or not they were supers, whether or not there was drafting, whether it was equalized, and whether it was physical. So we can keep leaderboard scores on all of those different variations. So when you're in the game, again, it's the main menu. You can scroll down to UI, or you can just simply click on this little blue icon and you can bring the leaderboard up. We've got about 3.5 minutes to the next event. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to close the leaderboard. But when I come on to the game sometimes, I do like to chase those lap times. It's awfully fun and awfully addicting. So, okay, so 3 minutes. I got to chatting and was counting it out, so I'm not going to be able to finish this last lap. You can see below here in my little readout here, I've got 0.7 kilometers to go, and I probably could finish, but I'm just going to go ahead and join the next event so I don't miss it. So I'm going to leave this event. Everybody's going to come back up on comms. I'm going to initially mute their channels here. They can talk to each other. They can hear me, which is probably pretty annoying while I'm describing the event to our viewers on Mixer. But we've got Uncrashable here. This little infinity sign means that it's an ability, so that will be on for the whole duration, so we don't have to worry about crashing. We've got a Comeback Kid, which again, this one looks like it's a random, rather than sometimes you see it looks like the arrow is like a recyclable triangle. That means it just keeps refilling. This one sort of randomly refills into our 5 super slots at the bottom. But you get extra power for 45 seconds. Quantum Shift allows you to phase through others, and then Underdog is again that extra power by 50 watts for 10 seconds for every rider that's in front of you. So that's the activities here. The Roman Arena has a little climb at the beginning. You can see on the red dot on the mini map right now. People are warming up with 2:20 to go. It flattens out, has a little dip down and a little climb. If we were racing, there are definitely points of which people use that little bump to make an attack But the way that the map profile goes is towards the end you have this hairpin turn with a max corner speed. One we don't have to worry about today because we are uncrashable, but there's a lot of tactics and a lot of dynamics on this map that it rides different than it races, or it races different than it rides. So we've got, again, we've got our bots in here to help with our pacing. So we'll start with the bots at about 275 when we count down. You really only have to be about 250 to be tucked into the draft. And if you need to use the super to initially close that first gap, go ahead. But I'm the leader and Vanessa is the sweeper. So, oh, Elizabeth, do you have your mic open? No, okay. I'm so sorry about me. At least you had a smile on your face. I know. When you get into a groove, you lay down the watts and you have some top leaderboard positions. So I was rooting for you. Homer as well here. We've got Modi, Kayla, and Jennifer. Jennifer, have you and your Hive team with Kayla been out on course doing some riding?
Not nearly enough. I live for these ones, and this is what I usually look forward to amidst the chaos that's going on. So thank you for hosting them.
Well, it's so good to have such the good representation across the teams, having Cognition here, having my teammates here, having, I think we're all in humanity's team.
Yep, true that.
But it's nice to have the teams represented. It really is. Do I see Tim that has come back? It has been good to see Cycling Hub in here, even on keyboard. So we're glad that Tim was able to join us on the last couple events. So 10 seconds here, spin up to about 250, 275, stay with the bots, use the draft, up, oh, there we go, okay. It's like, whoops, sleepy trainer. Here we go. So the first 10 seconds, just like in a race, we are in quantum shift land. So, Modi was saying in Chicago, it got to 75 Fahrenheit. We know Kayla's in Arizona. Kayla, how was the temperature yesterday? How warm?
Yeah, it was warm. It was like 85 degrees, and it's been a while since it's been that warm. So I wasn't used to it, but man, it was a sunny, hot day.
Get outside, get a little bit of vitamin D in your backyard on your skin.
Oh yeah, it's tanning season. I love the summer. Tanning season makes me happy.
Well, it is in the Northeast and other parts of the country and world that have sort of gray winters. Well, we live for the change in season.
Yeah, no, it's crazy how much I rely on the sun. Because when it's gone and everything, because Arizona gets it's like 300 and something sunny days a year. So when it's gone, I'm like, oh, what's going on?
And Nigel, what's your current situation there? Temperature?
Well, we're probably late teens in Celsius. We're in autumn, so temperature will get to early 20s today. It'll be very pleasant in the afternoon. It's getting cool on the nights now. Last night was the first night in winter pajamas.
Are you looking forward to the cooler weather? I know that when we've been racing, it's been freezing in my basement and hot in yours because of our opposing hemispheres.
Yeah, one of the series, and when it was my summer, yeah, it was just terrible. I couldn't get enough cooling.
Yeah. Fortunately, where my bike is set up in the Northeast, in our basements, they're underground, so they stay pretty cool. They can get a little damp, so in the summertime I need a dehumidifier. But trying to close that gap down here. So looking at the overhead, looks like we're a little bit spread out here on the helicopter here. I'm about 250. Going down that little hill here, add a little bit of gear so that I can add a little more power. But we've got Nigel, Aaron, and Modi I'm gonna hang in the middle here, holding, let's see, what am I doing for speed? I'm doing about 44 right now down the hill. When it flattens out, I'll probably be about 40. And then we're gonna hit that next little bump. So those on the front, don't give a big push on the climb. Allow the rest of us to come in and tighten up a little bit. Here we go. So it's really counterintuitive, so you can loosen up those gears. I'm going to try to hold 300 on the climb here so that I don't overdrive. We can all get back together. I'm the top of the climb on the straightaway, back to about 275 on the watts. Getting about a 58, 59% draft. If I am in the draft and sparks are flying like you're seeing, it means I'm working too hard. I don't need to be overpowering more than I have to, and I'm bumping the wheel of the person in front of me. So I keep that rear view, sort of that mini cam on side angle a lot to try to see. I can also tell by my draft percentage as well how to ride more efficiency. But we've got Allison on the front with Tim up there helping to set the pace. Kayla, Frank's in here, Elizabeth's in here. Thank you all for joining. I don't know if Tim is on comms. I'm gonna unmute you for a second. Hey Tim, can you hear us? Maybe he's not. That's okay. No sweat. Just thought I'd say hi. Vanessa, how are you doing? Pace-wise, am I doing okay? Sweeping?
Yeah, you're great, Beth.
Okay, cool. The one of the hardest and least yeah, sweeping is a hard job, and especially if I'm yo-yoing up on the front here. So let's line it up here, 2 by 2. Stay nice and tight here. Those on the front, I'm going to come around to the front, and I'm going to try to hold 300 to allow everyone behind me. I'm going to get in front here. We've got Howard and Tiara. They're holding the front at 275. There we go. They're going to not close in on me because they're not going to go any faster than 275. They're holding down the middle lane, Tiara and, let's see, Howard and Tiara. And behind is Clarence coming around my inside here. Also doing 275, but coming around me a little faster. I'm holding 275 now as well. So what's happening is, if we had quantum shift, we could phase through, but our bots here are with us, helping us with the pacing, and they're holding 275. So they won't peel off the front as a traditional pace line might do. A pace line is where, right now you can see Clarence is up on my left, and if I wanted to let the rider behind me pull through, I wouldn't necessarily, I would be side by side with Clarence, but if I stepped out to the side, I'd let Howard and Tiara. So they're just laying down a steady pace at 275. And we've got 3 pace leaders here doing 275 across the front. You can kind of see how the dynamics here, they're kind of demonstrating what happens by what line you take, because they're doing the same amount of watts, but when you're in a corner, the bot on the inside, even though doing 275, starts to come around and edge out to the front. And then now we'll be turning to the right. You can see Tiara is a little bit further behind on the right hand side in the purple, number 19 here on the screen. So Kayla's behind her, and when we come around this next corner, Tiara will so slowly move it to the side of Howard because she will have a shorter distance to travel but she'll be going the same watts. So we'll see it happen. Right now, I'm just keeping pace with that. All right, so I have a request here for us to do, to ditch these pace leaders here and do a little more effort on the front. So let's see, Kayla, maybe you and I can get out of the congestion. I'm going to move to the inside if you can get around the bots, and we'll both pull to the front. Oh, good, you have a, I don't have a quantum shift. Nice. Keep coming. All right, I'm going to come to you. All right, so Kayla and I, side by side, we're going to hold 400. Everybody else, use those power-ups, use those supers, and come join us. We're just 2 by 2. Show you the helicopter here. Kayla and I, side by side, adding some power here. Got to add some gear to hold that 400. Nigel's right behind me. All right. You don't have to worry about crashing. Nice job, Kayla. Side by side here, holding 400. You can see on the overhead cam people coming together here, 2 by 2 with Kayla and I in the front, holding 400 equalized watts. Little slide. I'll come back over. All right, next to Homer. Homer and I. Let it come back together. Homer, if you want to be on the front with me, we'll do the 2 by 2. We'll carry it to the finish line, and then we'll peel off. Looks like Allison wants to close in there. 2 riders there. Whoops, that's the bridge. All right, I'm gonna peel off and let Nigel pull through. Nigel, I think Kayla coming through. I'm gonna drop back. I'm on the outside. Woo! Nice. Aaron comes through. It's my over the shoulder, my camera, back camera. Dropping back. Let's let Nigel line up. Aaron's up there too. So Nigel and Aaron, you guys take the front. Nigel and Aaron. Oh, Tim was about to move in. That's cool, Tim, if you want to be up there. Good. Now I've got Tim and Allison setting the pace on the front. If you guys can hold, I don't know, 350, 400, that's great. I'm going to move over. I'm going to drop back and move over. I see you. Come over here. All right. I'm going to close the gap to the rider in front of me. Use your supers if you need them. I'm on Kayla's wheel now. Tim and Nigel on the front. Tim just moved to the right lane. Nigel on the left. Got Jennifer behind me. Jennifer, I'm going to step out. You can close the gap with Kayla. And I'll just line up 2 by 2. Here's what we got on the overhead. Nice. Yeah. One line, rotate. One line is easier. Just harder to be organized here. We've got Nigel on the outside. Whoops, in the dark. We did just brighten up this track in from the sun. Nigel and Tim. Nigel just peeled off. Allison now next to Tim. 2 by 2 we go. There we go. Nice work, guys. Nice work. Elizabeth. Sorry, Allison's behind Tim. We've got Elizabeth next to Tim. Nicely done, Elizabeth. You and Tim are setting the pace. Frank coming up and around saying, guys, come on. I'll pull. Let's go faster. Let's push it. Grab his wheel. Nice job. Right, that's right. Use your super if you need to. Frank giving a nice push. Modi coming from the back, coming around. You can come in, there you go. Modi taking a turn here. Up. Frank did his pull. He moved over to the side. There we go. Tim coming around Frank, saying, I know you wanted to take a break here, but I've got to cut that gap to close with Elizabeth. A little bit stretched out. Helicopter here. Modi on the front. Frank closing it. Got those gaps. Ooh, sorry. Woo! Aaron with the display. Nicely done. Nicely done. All right, here we go. Lap 3. We've got one more lap. Let's see if we can make this last lap super pretty. And by super pretty, I mean let's all do this 2x2 pace line. All right. Maybe we'll try one line because it is easier. So everyone line up behind Allison. I think Tim and Homer are on the left-hand side. Everyone line up behind Allison. I think we're in lane 3. Or Homer and Tim can drop back, and then Allison just pulled out to the side. There we go. Oh, we got to get around Tiara. That's what we're doing. I see. Tiara is holding the 275 pace. Frank's right behind me. Here we go. Kayla. All right. On the front, Mr. Fulford setting the pace. I'm drifting through with my quantum shift. Only got so far. Tim holding 365. Tim will maybe hold it for about 30 seconds and then peel off. There he goes. Homer pull through. Let Tim drift back. Now remember, pulling through on the front is just holding the watts that the person had in front of you. So 365 Homer, let Tim drift back. Nigel only has to do a little less. I have to do a little less. And then Homer's gonna take 30 seconds. All right. Homer moves to the side. I make sure I go back to that 365. Nigel goes to that 365. Nice job, Nigel. A lot of sparks on my end. Helicopter. Frank behind me. Maybe pull to the corner, Nigel. Keeping that pace line together. Nice job, Aaron. That is your gap to close to me. When Nigel peels off, I'll take a turn on the front. There he goes. I'm gonna hold. I don't need to pick up my pace. I just need to go 367, 365 like he was. Going down a hill, so I need to add a little gear. Holding that front.
Nice work, Nigel. Thanks.
Great pull, Nigel. Holding it. Holding that effort. All right. I'll hold it to the top of the climb, and then I'll peel off. Changing my gears so that I'm not getting too far outside of 367. Steady watts. Slow down a little bit because I'm on a climb. Red dot. Here we go. I'm gonna go to the left and then let Aaron pull through. He goes 367. I'm gonna drop back. You can see on the helicopter camera how this pace line's working. All right, I'm gonna hop right behind this wheel oops, and I'm gonna close it down, close my gap to close. I have 5. Nope, it's not gonna let me work. I gotta push it. This is what it looks like. There we go. Right in line there. Last lap here. Everybody's dropping those quantum shifts. Giving a push to the line. Nice job. Right through. Underdog if you have it. Quantum shift Allison had. Nice job. Right to the end, Allison. Come on. Dig, 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 dig. Nice. And that, woo, that's our 4th lap. All right. Nice job, everyone. I'm going to open everyone's mic up here. I know Elizabeth and Homer, thank you for joining. Modi, how did that pace line feel to you?
It was good. I was happy that there was a sweep on for the first part of the ride because I had to take a call, but was able to.
Whoop. Whoopsies. Sorry, that happens when we change and everybody changes tracks and they leave. So while I was calling that out, Mixer, I missed some of the stuff happening in the chat here. Refresh that. It looks like it froze up on me. All right, here, back to it. Yay, Glenn, thanks for sticking with us. Aaron, thank you for playing along. Thank you everybody for doing the pace line here. Modi, you got cut off here. You have the floor again.
Oh, I was just saying that I was happy that the. Hold on a second.
I'll let you do it.
Your time mic on?
Say again?
Can you hear me?
I can, yeah.
Oh, it looks like my push to talk is stuck open. But that was fun. It was a good thing there was a sweep on at the beginning because I had to take a call. But I was able just to get back on the bike right when the pace lining started and jump back in. But it's good practice and it's a lot harder than it looks. Any bumping really has like a magnified effect with the more people that you have in the pace line. And you could kind of see that happening, and the gradient changes, both going up and down, make that a skill worth mastering and practicing.
Yeah, for sure. And you really do notice the draft effect. That's the part that, like, once that gap starts happening, and you also have to anticipate, I notice when you're drifting back, just like when you're outside, you're drifting back and then you have to move back into the line. You have to kind of match the speed so that you don't let too much of a gap of the line ahead of you get ahead of you. So it's definitely a skill. All right, elimination race, 90 seconds here, just so everybody knows how the game is played on an elimination race. We have Peter, Allison, Tim, Kayla, Aaron, Nigel, myself, Homer, Modi, Jennifer, Vanessa. On this one, there will be every lap, the last person will fall off and be knocked out of the race. It's an elimination race, so it's the last person standing. So you might be second to last on your lap, and someone else gets eliminated, and on the next lap, you try not to be last. So instead of focusing on the front of the race often as a commentator, I'm paying attention to those last positions about who's in jeopardy of getting eliminated in the back. So this is a ride where I am going to There won't be someone eliminated because I'm going to be counted, but I'm going to be trying to call it rather than race it. We've got 30 seconds to go. Homer, thumbs up. You ready? You're ready. Kayla, you ready? Yes, you're ready. Modi, ready? Jennifer?
Oh yeah.
Everybody's ready? All right, I'm going to, Nigel, you ready? Ready as you're ever going to be, Nigel? I could hear you that time. All right, 10 seconds to go. Do not be last in this elimination race here. It takes a lot of tactics and strategy. One crash can really set you down. So Wim is in here. Wim rode with us on Friday. He's on the front here. Peter flies through him. Homer's already got a huge smile on his face. It does look like Peter did go down early. He's got a smile on his face. Crashing is okay. But right now, in 12th and 13th place here is Vanessa and Peter here. So these two are the ones to be watching here. Jennifer in front of them here. Vanessa comes around the side here. The congestion in the back can really mess things up. I am grayed out here in the nearby riders list because I am not racing on this course. I'm actually going to get rid of my camera so we can see the riders a little bit better. And then that way you can kind of really watch what's happening. So you've got the nearby riders list on the side. You've got your racers there. You can see that after one lap here, because I'm not being counted, it's going to be Homer or Elizabeth. Oh, who's going to be in the doghouse at the Thompson household here? Who is going to take... Let's see here. Homer on board with Homer. It does look like Elizabeth has crashed. That's a bummer, Elizabeth. Oh, she does get eliminated. Still smiling here. Oh, maybe not. I'm out. She came back to life here. We'll see if this, if it actually has one extra lap here. Oh no, Peter goes down, and Peter and Elizabeth here at the tail end. Peter does come off the board here. On board with Vanessa. Homer does crash out there. We've got Vanessa here with Jennifer in the front. Vanessa goes down, slides out of the corner a little bit. Again, this is going to be last man standing. If this elimination doesn't look like the elimination, these guys are still racing here. It looks like everyone's still in the mix. Maybe we can figure this out.
They get ghosted, so they're still there, but we go through them.
You're okay, Modi. Thank you, because I was seeing them like, who is going to be taking this race here? I thought that they would be completely ghosted. Thank you for that. Wim out in front, Allison in second. It looks like Wim, Allison, and Frank 1, 2, 3. These guys are protected currently. Modi up there as well, protected. Kayla protected. But we do have Homer, Vanessa, Peter, and Elizabeth. Oh, I'm crossed out. It did work finally. We just had the wrong miscount here. You can see that I'm crossed out. I have been eliminated, which now means you guys had to do a few extra laps because I don't see anybody else that's been crossed off the list yet. Elizabeth does go crashing down here, slid out into the lane here. Elizabeth now is eliminated. Now I see it working. We just had a missed call here from the announcer here. Peter and Vanessa here, 2 seconds apart. You can see him on board with Peter. Vanessa is just ahead with Homer, just ahead of that. So Peter is trying to make sure he's 1 second behind Vanessa. Vanessa, if she just rides steady, she does come across the line before Peter, and then Peter it'll be coming off maybe one more lap, 2 laps. There it is. Okay, now I'm seeing it happening. So Vanessa now has to make connection with Homer or she will be next to go. And then Homer has a little bit of a gap before Jennifer. Jennifer looks safe right now. Unless Jennifer does crash, Homer's going to be having to make up some of this time. Vanessa here might not in one lap have enough to make up. So Vanessa will probably, yep, does look like Vanessa will be the next one to be eliminated here. Homer and Jennifer here. Homer has about 15 seconds back from Jennifer. Will Homer, come on Homer, go Homer, go Homer, go. Jennifer's like, nope, he's not going to get me. And ahead of Jennifer by 8 seconds is Tim. So this is a totally different vibe to Dark Matter. Wim doing 1400 watts on the front on his controller in the front there, able to like speed up and slow down and watch those corner speeds. That's really interesting here. He's really doing a great job of minding those corner speeds here out in front on this elimination race. But back down here, will Jennifer get to her dad 2 seconds ahead before the next lap? Jennifer will be eliminated. Will Frank just let her close only to rip her from the event at the end here? Let's see. This is a little bit of a family battle here happening between 8th and 9th place, but Frank does come across the line before Jennifer. Jennifer does get eliminated. Sorry, Jennifer. You'll have to have a stern talking to that man. But now Frank trying to get up to Nigel, making it interesting here because Frank knows how to make up time on Dark Matter Velo. Nigel, though, is a few seconds up. Looks like but Aaron has gone down. Aaron, he draws back. Now Frank has a chance to take over. Does Aaron come across before Frank? He does. He just makes it. But that could have been bad because Aaron did have that crash. Between Aaron and Nigel, there's just a 4-second gap. Will Nigel feel the pressure here? Will Nigel be able to hold that gap? Will Nigel pop in front of Tim? If Nigel pops in front of Tim, he can protect himself and not even have to worry about Aaron. But Tim, 1 second ahead of Nigel, could really tease. Nope. Tim holds that position, but Nigel now has to close on Tim or he will be eliminated here. Now this is where it can get really interesting because Tim is on keyboard and Nigel is riding physical. I think sometimes it's harder to ride the keyboard than it is physical because you can feel what it feels like you can feel the resistance in your legs, and on the keyboard you're just looking at the speed and you're not getting that physical feedback that you get when you're on your bike. Will Nigel be able to make up that second or two he needs? No, Tim does come across the line and Nigel does cook it at the end. He had nothing to lose, ladies and gentlemen, nothing to lose to be able to try to come. Nicely done, Nigel. I thought you might have got him there at the line. Now Tim is gunning for Kayla. Kayla is just Kayla side by side with Modi. If Kayla can actually get in front of Modi, Modi slides out a lane. This will be interesting. He looks very relaxed though. This is what's fun. Modi just is kind of in the rhythm. Says, don't say my name, Beth. Just stop talking about me. Move along. Nothing to see here. Allison. I'll say other names. Kayla, 1 second, just kind of drifting into Modi's wheel. So right now, Modi's being a pace setter for Kayla, but we've got one lap, and who's it going to be? Kayla does stay behind Modi. Modi is saying, okay, she does know this part of the track. She does know this part of the track where she can come around. Is it going to be enough? And she just doesn't get it. Nice try, Kayla. She does not get baited by Modi, who if she just pushed a little bit, she would have crashed, but she probably could have cooked it a little bit more. Kayla. So now with the last three standing, Modi, Allison, and Wim. I'm on board with Modi. Allison, he can see Allison just about 4 seconds up the road, and Allison and Wim are side by side. So Modi has a little bit of Whoa! I knew I was going to mess you up, man. I'm so sorry.
I had to try it. I needed to try to make up time, otherwise I was going to get eliminated.
And Wim has gone down. Oh no, Allison going to walk away with it. Wim hops back on. Burst up to 1,400 equalized watts. We've got a controller player against a physical rider.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, what is going to happen here? Allison is on the front. Allison is doing 32 kph. Wim 41.30, and this is Allison coming across the line, and Wim gets eliminated. Last person standing is Allison Kubota. She's not on camera today. We can't ask her to give the old duck. Mora the duck. But Modi, can I ask you in her absence to give the Mora the duck call? No? Yes?
Oh, that was a flawless performance. Allison, I was trying my best, and she kept making up like a second and a half or more per lap, and I was pushing it on each curve, and I knew there was probably no way to catch her unless she made a mistake, but she wasn't taking it easy. I mean, I'd be interested to look at the lap times and see if one of her laps might be the fastest or amongst the fastest, which is amazing.
Looking it up right now. So we did not have supers, so I'm going to unclick that. We did have drafting. It was equalized. You know, I have 1, 2, 3, and then I'm like so much further down, 31, so I don't see, I have a big gap between 3 and 28, so she will have to post and tell us about the lap time, because we did have drafting. It was equalized and it was physical, but I'm sure it's right up there. The fastest time, I mean, it's like thousandths of a second between each other.
She was 29.645, which is just 1.1 seconds the fastest time drafting or not drafting.
Wow, nicely
So-
done. Bravo, bravo. I like that. It's so the elimination race is so fun. I hope maybe we should do another one next week. What would be another good course to do an elimination? It can't be too long. The other velo, or the wooden velo, sci-fi velo, might be fun to do it on that one. Maybe we'll do another one next week. Well done, Allison. Nigel, well done there. I thought you were going to come across at the line and maybe make up that little 10 meters.
We could do one on Kayla's mountain track with crazy power-ups, because that would really show off when and how to use them, and it's a pretty short track. Like maybe with like wind at your back turned on and weight lifted.
As abilities?
As abilities on Kayla's mountain track.
That would be fun.
For an elimination event. That would be really cool.
Listen, that was just awesome riding. That was amazing. I got the honor of following you for a while and not really being able to close it, and then to see how you took out Wim, because I switched to you after I crashed, was just amazing. Great riding.
Thanks for chiming in, Frank. I didn't know your mic open. Awesome riding. I hope you had a good ride today. Did you have fun?
I did.
Thank you so much. Well done out there. I just had to put a piece of orange in my mouth. Well, thank you all for joining. We did a little bit differently today.
Thanks, Beth.
Thank you. We did a longer. Kayla, awesome job. Homer, Allison, Aaron, Vanessa, thank you all for joining. We will see you on Tuesday. We'll have some more. And then post on the riders group to let me know what other events you might like to do as group activities. We would love to see you again.
Yep, thanks, Beth.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody on Mixer. If you like what you see, like and follow. Thanks for joining. Thanks. We will see you next time.